Hi everybody, it is Mary Jo from Mary Jo's Creations. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you watched my last vlog, I was working or am working on a bunch of different projects. 3 to be exact. Had a doctor's appointment today. Well, not a doctor's appointment. I had to go take blood. And I don't know why. Every time I go take blood, I just they say, you got good veins, and they always end up bruising me. I don't understand. But anyway, I did put some work in on my shawl. Hold on. Okay, so, I don't know if I said it, but welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday, whatever, the 16th, I believe. And thank you for coming back if you're returning. If you are new here, I hope you stay. Like I said, I went to the doctor to go get blood taken, and I did have to wait for a little, so I was able to do good progress on the shawl. This is what it looks like right now. And I don't know if you watched the other video or if you remember, but I'm trying something different with this shawl. Normally when I make something, I just whenever I tried making this before, if I stick to one stitch, does that make sense? But now I'm trying to do something a little bit differently. So what I did was, I have like a 6-row, I don't know how to explain it. Let me try to explain it. So I do 5 rows of granny stitch, and then I did 1 row where I did something different, and then I did 5 more rows of granny stitch, and then I did another row where I did something different, and then I did 5 rows of granny stitch, and now I'm going to do 1 more change. And then once I'm done with that, it'll repeat. So it's going to be like a, 5, 7, 5, 10, 15. So it'll probably be like a 20-row repeat. And we're just going to make it as long as we can. But we're just going to go, right now, we are just in the middle of figuring out how I want to do it, but I'm actually liking the way it's coming out very much. And I only worked on it for about maybe half an hour or so, and I got about 5 rows done. And I really like the way this is coming out. It is looking very pretty, and I might work on this in a little bit. It depends. I think I got a handle on the granny square for the sunflower granny square, and I'm going to work on that for a little bit. Hold on. I showed this in my last video. I want to try and do it just a little bit different. And this one did come out a little bit bigger than the other square, so I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to do it where they're basically the same size. If not, then I'm going to have to put maybe like a round of single crochet on the other one, and I really don't want to do that. But let's try and figure this out. So I'm going to try and recreate this one more time and implement all the changes that I want to make and see how it works out. So this is what this one looks like. And then, you know, as soon as I get that one figured out, I will, what do you call that? I will show you all. By that point, it's going to be 4 different squares. And the other 2, I'm not going to take those apart. They are very wonky, but I have something in my head that I don't know how to explain, but I'm going to try and figure it out and then let you know once I get it figured out. But I think I'm going to use them to do maybe some kind of wrap or something different. I have a vision in my head, and the hard part is trying to get it in reality. So I did start over here, and I did the brown the same way. I did the brown the same way, and the only difference is that I'm making the green in half double crochets. But now that I'm looking at it, I kind of think I want to change the brown and maybe do the brown. If you see the brown, it's 2 full rounds of double crochets, and for some reason I think I want to change it. You know what? I'll do 2. So yeah, that's what I'll do. What I'm gonna do is I will do 2 more sunflower squares and see how I like it. See which ones I want to use, see how they come out, and then you guys can tell me which one you like and see which ones I'll use for the actual cardigan. And then whatever squares I have, I will figure out how to do something with those. What? I'm not sure yet. But hopefully I will be able to get what's in my head actually, you know, done. And I, you know, like, I know some of you might be saying, you know, sketch it out or whatever. I can't draw. I can't draw. And I really can't sketch that well. And that's just unfortunately something I can't do. The one thing I've always been unable to do is draw. But I'm pretty good at having something in my head and, you know, putting it, making it come alive in whatever medium I have. So in this case, it's going to be yarn. And I think I can do it. All the techniques that I've learned, especially within the last few months, have really helped expand my view of how I can do things. I'm slowly learning how to combine different things and figuring it out on my own, and I think I'm doing a good job of it. So I'm just going to you know, do what I do best, which is put what's in my head and make something beautiful. So I'm going to go work on this. I don't know if you could hear it in the background, but I'm actually watching Passionate Kelsey live. So I'm trying to have that on and film this video. But I'm going to work on this. Ooh, I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did 2 extra. Lovely. All right. So my idea, I have one that's 2 full rounds of double crochets. Wow. I don't know what it is. Like, the camera turns on and it's like I can't speak or think anymore. So now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to do 1 round of double crochets and 1 round of half double crochets and see how it looks and see which one I like better. So I'm going to go work on this. Actually, I think I need to go change my clothes because it is very hot in here, and I might have to turn on the AC just for a few minutes to cool the room down because it is very hot in here, and I need to change my top. I put this on to go outside, and this is 100% cotton, but it's just too hot. My hair's down. Maybe I should just put my hair back up. But I'm going to go try and figure all of this out. I just wanted to come on here and show you what I was going to do for today, because I'm literally starting my crochet day right now. The only thing I crocheted today was that shawl, and that's because I was, in the doctor's office. I always take something with me when I go out so that I don't, I have something to do in case I'm waiting, and I just don't like sitting there waiting and feeling so unproductive. I never have. That's why I used to always carry a book with me, which I should start doing again in case I get, my hands get tired and I need to take a break. But nowadays, I always have yarn with me. So we have this round and we have this round. I think I actually like this round better. So most likely I will fix that. But we are going to check this out and see how this one looks. And I'm done with the brown, so I'm going to cut it off and start with the green. And I'm going to figure out how to do this and how to get this sunflower square the way I want it. I was never really good at recreating other people's things. I was always good at making my own. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Now I'm going to add on the green. And again, I think I am really liking this. Now the green, I don't think we need too much green, and I think that we're going to try a few things. First, we're going to try and do it with, let's see how it looks with with a double crochet. I'll just do like a few rows and see if I like it or if it's just too tall. And honestly, it is so, I'm sorry, I was just about to curse. It is so freaking humid in here that, even the yarn feels funky to work with. Alright, so, yeah, I don't like that. So I'm going to my favorite stitch, and I'm just going to do a bunch of half double crochets. And I'm going to work on this. I'm also going to go change my clothes because I cannot take it anymore. And put my hair up. So I'm sorry, because I know I don't like the way I look with my hair up. I don't know if y'all like me with my hair up, but I desperately need to put my hair up because it's just way too hot and way too long. And I'm going to go work on this, and I will be back in just a little bit. For you, it's just a few seconds, and show you the progress that I've made and figure out which square you like better. Okay? So, give me a sec. And I'm starting to get a really bad headache. I've been drinking a lot of water today. I already drank almost, I have those big tumblers. I should bring it over here. Of water. And I'm almost done with my second one. So I'm going to get this done. Yeah, I think I like that better. So I'm going to go work on this. And I will see y'all in just a second. And I gotta clean up this table. I mean, seriously, I feel like a hot mess, y'all. I really need to, this is the only, now that I've now that I realize that I want to make this cardigan, in order to do that, I need to get this square down. Once I get this square down, I can take a minute and reorganize myself and do a bunch of things that I have to do and get my act in order, because I really feel like I'm drowning. I'm trying to do so many different things and trying to get so many different things done, and I really just need to take a breath and, you know, try and get myself truly organized. And I will feel a lot better doing that once I can have this square done and I don't have to worry about figuring it out. So I'm going to go work on this, and I will be back in just a second, y'all. Hey, everybody. It is the next day, and I had to, I'm sorry, I spaced just for a second. For some reason, I couldn't remember if this was going to be a new video or part of the one, because I couldn't remember whether or not I filmed yesterday. I'm just having a little bit of a hard time today, but that's okay. I decided that I wanted to sit here this morning and just crochet. It's kind of early. What time is it? I don't know, because apparently I have no more clock in this room. 1 second. Oh, you know what? I could just check on my TV, right? If I could figure out how to do that. And I just got out of the movie that I was watching. That's always awesome. Okay. It is 10:54. 10:54. All right. So, no, that's not what I want. I have the wrong, well, not the wrong remote, but the different remote. Not that it matters, because I'm not going to turn it on right now. But anyway, yesterday I figured it out. I got it. It's a little bit like, when it's not laid out flat, it's a little wonky, but once it gets attached, it's going to be perfect. But I figured out the square the way I wanted it. It took a little bit of figuring out, but I got it to where I think it looks nice. I think it looks really pretty. For some reason, the yellow, like the pale yellow, looks a little dull, but I think this is going to look really good. And it is the same size as this square, which is what I really needed, right? So now I think that once I do the join as you go, it will even out, right? Because they are the same size. So I'm thinking that once I join as you go, it's going to be okay. Now, I decided to not put the brown on it, on this one, because I just think that once I add the brown to do the join as you go method, it's going to look better than having like 2 rounds of brown. But anyway, I figured it out. I don't know why that's bunching like right there, but that's okay. We got the square. I believe that's how it's gonna be. Once I attach them all, it'll be a little bit different. So what I decided to do was just go color by color. I had done all the rounds, right? The brown and the green. I have 1 left. So I need 4 of these. I have 1 completely finished. I finally figured it out. I have this one. I'm working on this one, and that's why I decided to start filming. I just have 1 more round of granny clusters for this one, because the corners start in the dark yellow. So the flower is in the pale yellow. The round is in the pale yellow. And then we will turn to, we will add the dark yellow on to be able to make the square, right? So it'll square up with the dark yellow. Or I think it's varsity yellow. Yes, it is varsity yellow. And I didn't, well, I was going to say I didn't know I was going to use so much yarn for these squares. The skeins are like more than halfway, I think, at this point. More so the yellow than the green or the brown, because there is more of the yellow being used, right? But then I looked and I was like, why? Like, I used so much of it. And then I realized that I have a lot of squares. And they're all the trial ones that I, was trying to figure it out. And like I believe I said in yesterday's video, I'm sorry, I have to take my hair down. I'm starting to get a really bad headache. And I think partly is because my hair is up. But, I do have a lot of squares. And sunflower squares, right? Because I was trying to figure out which ones or what way to do it. And we ended up with this one, which is almost good, except I felt like it had way too much brown and green. And that's why we ended up doing double, then half doubles, one round of double in the center, then half doubles, then the green in half doubles. And when we start the yellow, that's also in half doubles. So we changed it up a little, but this one was the last square before I finally got it down. And these were like my first. I believe this one was the first, no. This one was the first one I think I did. They came out, a little too big and wonky. And then, I think this was my second try. And this one came out a little bit better. And then, no, this was my second try. This was my second try. And then this was my, I think, third try. No. Y'all, I'm losing my mind. I really am. I'm losing my mind. But this was the second try. And this one was the third try. And then we finally were able to get it down to the pattern that I'm using now. Now, I'm not taking this apart because, all the rounds are tied off. And honestly, I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like taking it off. I don't feel like, taking them apart and reusing the yarn. I'm going to use the squares. Now, I'm trying in my head to figure out how I want to do it or what exactly I want to do, whether it's maybe a shawl or something a little bit different, which I see it in my brain, and now I got to get it out and see how it'll look. But I'm going to need maybe like 2 or 3 more of these. I'm not sure yet. And I am going to have to make them a little bit bigger and figure out how to do that, how to make them all the same size without, taking them apart, because they are different sizes. So what I'm going to try and do is implement some kind of a border. I'm going to do a round of green on this one here. And see if I can match it up with this one here. Figure out how to do that. Maybe I'll do it in half double crochets. I'm not sure yet. And then this one, we have to also add maybe 2 or 3 rounds, whatever. Now, the funny thing is that I believe they all have the same amount of rounds, but because they're done differently, they are different. Now, this one looks like it's the same size as this one, which means that I only have to add the same amount, like 1 round to each, to get it to this size. And that's if I want to keep it this size. But you'll figure out what I'm trying to say in a little bit. I'm sorry, I went off a little bit. But I do have 2 more of these big ones that I also don't want to take apart. So I most likely will use these 2 to add to those and figure out how I want to do that. I was thinking there's like really 2 ways that I can do it, because I kind of want to make it one consecutive piece. Either I can make it like form them like a triangle kind of, or more like a V, which was what was in my head. Form like a V shape and have it like a shawl, or put it straight across and have it like a shawl, and just use the mismatched sunflowers. It's going to be for me anyway, and I don't care. I like stuff like that. It makes it look unique. So that's going to be what I'm going to work on after this. But today, I want to get all these sunflower squares done. And maybe, oh, I also have this. So what I might do is figure out, and maybe we can add some of these, like do scraps like these, and do, or maybe we can do a Mary Jo version. Like, oh my God, I think I got it. See, this is why I like talking things out, and at least if I'm doing it to the camera, I don't feel like I'm crazy, because I feel like I'm talking to you instead of being completely insane. But that's what I can do. I can do a version of this, the, proper way, I guess I like to call it, where it's all, perfect and clean, and do a Mary Jo version, which is, how I like it, wherever it lands, it lands. Those I can't, I'm not going to fix those, like, take them apart or whatever. I'm not doing that. So those 3, we're just going to fix the outside whichever way I want it. And then we're just going to do mix and match whatever we have left over. I do have a little bit of brown here that I can tie onto something and use this. I didn't know what I was going to do with this, but now I can do a center with this. And we're going to, I believe that we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares to do what I'm thinking of doing. And so far we have 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's what we'll do. And we're also going to work on these proper ones first. Then I at least want to get these 2 done. These are for the blanket. I have 12 squares left. And see how many of those I can do, and see what gets done today. This video might be a few days. I'm not sure. Today is Friday. And it all depends on how long it is, right? So I'm going to see how long the video goes, and then we'll just end it where, you know, where we need to end it. But I think that's exactly what I want to do, because if you know me and you've watched, I don't like to waste anything. So if I make, you know, a bunch of squares that are, you know, or something that's I don't want to use for what I was doing because it's not perfect, I try to use it for something else that I know is going to be just for me, and, you know, I can wear it whenever I want or use it whenever I want, and I don't care if it's perfect. There's some people who do want perfect, whatever that means, where there's, you know, where it looks even and crisp and clean, and I like the artistic way. That's just who I am. But I was asked if I could make something like that, and the answer is yes, I can. So I wanted to figure out how to do it, and that's what we're doing now. I'm going to sit here for a little bit longer. I've actually been working on this for a little while before I started filming, because I did this hole, the yellow on this. And what I would like to do is, before I take a break, I would like to have all the yellows done on the flowers. And I have one left. This is actually the last round for this flower, and I'm almost done. I'm going to connect it in just a second. And then what I've been doing is going color by color. Now, what I might do, because again, like I said, I want to go color by color. I already finished using the brown and the green, and I put those over there. They're off to the side until I need them again. Now, this brown is not the brown that I'm going to use to connect them. That's going to be a different brown, I think a darker brown. But I'm still going to need that brown and that green to complete the rest of the squares for, let's call it the misfit sweater. That's what I feel like most of the time, a misfit. But anyway. Alright. If I could find my scissor, that would be nice. What I need to do also, you can't see it, but this is a little bit of a mess. I have one tiny little TV tray here, and it's holding all the stuff. And I don't have a tripod anymore. It broke. So I used to have that where I can just stand it and just use the table for what I was working on. But after it broke, I don't have that option. So I've been using like stacks of books. And I have a little like, I'll show you. I don't care anymore. I have a little like, this is a top of a pencil box. Not pencil box, shoe box. And I have like these little boxes, and I have all the stuff that I need right now to use. So I have pens, because I do have to end up writing this one down. And I have like stitch markers and darning needles and hooks and all kinds of stuff here. But this is like really bad, and it's starting to get nice outside, so I might be moving into my front room and doing some work in there. But for the moment, I couldn't do that even if I wanted to, because it's still a bit of a mess. I have to go finish cleaning it. I have 2 tables in that room, and they're both completely covered with yarn. I was moving my room around a little bit. I reorganized it. I was able to get, what do you call that? More room, and I was able to move the yarn around, have the yarn now in a good place, and have room to put all my finished cardigans and tank tops, because those are the ones that I want to recreate. So what I want to do when I get in there is we can pick one, and let's say I want to pick a poncho, or I want to pick one of the cardigans, because the hexie cardigans are done with different weights and different sizes, and we want to measure those out, and we want to see, like, recreate them, so I can write down everything and have it all written down for the sizes, so that I can, you know, sizes, and they're also done in different weights of yarn. So we have, you know, I think one that was done in big twists, one that was done in, what do you call that? Loops and threads, and then the loops and threads, multicolor, and just, they're all different yarn types. So it's all the same cardigan, but they're all done in different weights and in different brands of yarn, and that makes them come out different. And we're going to touch more on that when I start doing that. Trying to figure out where to start. Here we go. And, you know, I need that room cleared when we go in there. So I have to go clean up that room. It'll probably be this weekend, I'm thinking. If you want to see that, let me know in the comment. I might film it. I honestly don't know. I'm sorry if I don't sound so upbeat. I'm just going through a little bit of a hard time right now. And honestly, filming these is really helping me. And I hope it helps somebody else. That even when you're going through an emotionally hard time, you know, you just need to know that hopefully eventually everything will be okay. But all you can do is just push through. Because the only way out is through, right? Well, I'm sorry. And even though you're going through, you might be going through a hard time emotionally, things can't stop, you know? And I learned that the hard way. And so I don't want to do that anymore. I want to push through without I don't know how to, like, before I used to break down and not do anything for months. And I don't want to do that anymore. And doing these videos helps me, because I don't want to shut down for months, because then that means that you guys won't get any videos. And there might be some of you out there who don't frankly care, but if there is a slight chance or a slight possibility that I am helping one person who might be going through the same thing that I'm going through, or that just needs a friend, to crochet with, then I want to do that. And me shutting myself off from everybody for months to try and put myself together is not what I want to do. And that's not what I think is healthy or what I want anyone else to do. So I'm just going to push through and figure it out as I go. And keep going. So, I'm going to work on the last flower. And then I'm going to take a break. But I'm going to work on this. And I will come back in just a few seconds and show you that it's finished. Okay, so I finished, or I'm almost finished with this round. And I don't know if I explained it or if, I don't think I explained it, but what I ended up doing was, for the first round of yellow, I did half double crochets all the way around. And what I did was 2 half double crochets in one stitch, then 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and then in the next stitch 2 half double crochets. And I did that going all the way around. And then for the next round of the yellow, which is this one that I just finished, I just put 2 double crochets into every other stitch. And just 2. And now what I'm going to do for this one is put 3 double crochets into every chain space. So I'll show you, just give me 1 second. And I just need to put my stitch marker in. And so we're going to put a cluster, a granny cluster, in every single chain space, all the way around. And then when we go into the dark yellow, that's where I start squaring it off. And that's going to be a combination of doubles and half double crochets. And I will get to that. I'll kind of tell you how I do it. I am trying to write this pattern down as soon as I get a minute. I don't want to take time away right now to write it down, but I've been doing it so repetitively right now that's how I'm going to remember it. Now, when I do the 2 rounds that I have done right here that are like the wider ones, I'm not going to take this apart. Although the green I could probably undo and do half doubles. I might do that. These rounds are kind of small, so I can probably take these down to here and redo it. But I'm going to tie on the yarn. You know what? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to tie the yarn together like I do normally in my stuff. And again, that's going to be the Mary Jo version, right? So that's, I was going to leave it like that, but I'm not going to anymore. Sorry. Those, since they're completely finished, I'm not taking those apart. It's too much. But since these are so small and it's not a lot, I'm going to take it apart, tie the yarn together, and do the rounds. Wherever they go, they go. It might bleed a little bit into the yellow, but my thing is also this. Yes, this looks very pretty. and it's the brown in the center and the green and the yellow. But in nature and in life, things aren't always perfect. And that's what I like to get across. That's how I see things. I see beauty in imperfections. I don't see beauty in things that are, you know, perfect and everything is, that's not where I see beauty. I see beauty in things that are imperfect because that's what makes them special. And that's why I like to make my squares all wonky and everything else, because this to me is pretty, because it reminds me that not everybody, not everything is perfect. And also I was thinking about it last night, like if you have self-striping yarn, right, and you use self-striping yarn to make granny squares, it's pretty much the same idea. Same concept, except I'm using my own yarn to do self-striping, right? But anyway, I'm almost done with this, and as soon as I'm done with this flower, I am going to take a break, because I need to take one. But let me finish this up, and I'll be right back. Okay. So now I'm just going to slip stitch this together. And my last flower center is done. So now we have 1, 2, and 3. Now all I have to do is the outer part, which is the varsity yellow, and then these squares are done. But what I'm going to do actually is, before I do that, ow, scissor almost stabs me in the foot. When I come back, and these are no, this is not brain surgery. It's just going to be, I think, 3 rounds of light yellow and 2 rounds of dark yellow. So what we'll do when I come back is do all the light yellow on this. I might need to get some more pale yellow because this is all I have. Is it pale yellow or just yellow? No, I'm right, pale yellow. Okay, so I need to do these 5 squares, and this will be fast because it's just granny stitch all the way around. It's 3 rounds of each. And what I might do is just grab an extra yellow before I sit back down. I do need to go get some coffee. I need to get a handle on my pain and probably eat something. So when we come back, we have all the centers done for these. And we're going to do all the yellow in these. As many as we can. And hopefully knock all 5 out. But it's going to be 3 rounds of pale yellow on each of these. And hopefully we will be able to do those today. I'll be back in just a second for you guys. Okay, so it's about 12:15. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. There is stuff I have to do in the house, and I haven't eaten yet either, but I kind of really want to use this pale yellow and see how many I can get done. Let's say within like an hour or so. So I'm going to start on the squares. And again, these shouldn't take that long because they're literally just, regular old granny squares, which don't take me very long. And then what I also think I'm going to do is, wow, words just leave my head. What I also think I'm going to do is, wow, I literally just like forgot what I was going to say. Wow. Oh, what I might also start to do is when I finish with this pale yellow, before I go on to the final round of regular yellow, I mean the varsity yellow, I might just weave in all these ends because they're starting to get on my nerves. I don't like working when I have a bunch of ends to weave in. I just don't. I think they get in the way. Um, but I would like to get this yellow on all of these squares. So I'm going to go do that. And wow, my hands are still, takes a little bit to kick in, but I'm going to get these done. And I think I've, sorry, I think that I've um, decided that we are going to do two of these like patchwork grannies squares cardigan for both of them. And we're going to have one that's, like perfect granny squares, traditional. Let's call them traditional, okay? Because I really don't like the word perfect, because nothing in life is perfect. The traditional granny squares, there's going to be two of those patchwork cardigans. One is going to be a traditional granny square sunflower cardigan, and the other one is going to be a Mary Jo's version of the patchwork granny square cardigan. And then you can decide which one you like the best. How does that sound? I think that sounds amazing. So I'm going to go get this done, and I will be back in just a second. Ooh. Okay, so it is 12:32, and I finished the first one. Here we go. I'm going to go get some water, and then I'm going to start on the next one. My feet are starting to swell, and I know I barely drank any water today, so I'm going to go get some water, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so I got some water, and I know I need to drink some more water because I don't want to get dehydrated. And like I said, my feet are kind of swollen, so I'm hoping that drinking water will help. Um, but now I'm going to do this last one. in the brown on the outside. I mean, yeah, brown on the outside. And I'm thinking that for this one, for the next one, hold on, let me get this attached. Okay. All right. So my thought is that for the second one, the one that has the brown on the inside and the green on the outside, we're going to do only 2 rounds of the pale yellow. Actually, I think I want to do the bright yellow on the bottom and the pale yellow on top. I don't know why, but that's what I want to do. So we're going to do that. And that's going to use up more of the varsity yellow because the pale yellow is kind of getting low. But also I have more of the yellow inside. Now, I do want to go look inside for a color that I think I want to add to the Mary Jo version. And I want to see if I have it before I say anything, because then I'll get my hopes up, and I don't want to do that because I honestly cannot remember. But we're going to keep going with this one, and I believe it is 12:35. Let me see. Okay. It is 12:37. Let's see how long it takes me to make this one. And I'll be right back. What? Okay, hold on. Okay, so it's 12:53. And I'm done with this one. All right. Now I'm thinking I was gonna do like okay, this square's done. And this is the last one with the green in the center. So what I think I'm going to do is now we have 3 with the light yellow, 3 rounds. I think this one, I'm going to do the light yellow only 2 rounds. And then the dark yellow, the varsity yellow, 3 rounds and reverse it. And it'll also be closer to the square that has the flower in it. But I need to go use the bathroom and I'll be right back. Not that you need it. Okay. Sorry about that. So we have these done. Now we have 3 left. That's it. 3 left before we're finished with the pale yellow. And I should have gone to check, but I didn't. So we're just going to use this one until it's finished. Now it's only 2 rounds. So I think I will have enough for right now to finish these squares and just get these done. And if I can finish these, then Hold on. What am I doing? I don't know. I never really know what I'm doing half the time. I'm going to finish these squares. And then when I'm done with these, um, I will work on maybe some pink squares today and see if I can knock some out, because I've been, I've been going on for about almost 2 hours in total, and I've got, um, hopefully I can finish all of these by this afternoon, and then tonight work on those. What I really want to do right now is just finish all the um pale yellow, and then once I get all the pale yellow done, we can transition to the golden yellow or the varsity yellow. Or what I might do is just turn around and, before I finish the golden yellow or the varsity yellow, I keep saying golden yellow. I have no idea why. But the varsity yellow, I might do some pink ones. I don't know. But I do know that the goal for today is going to be having all the squares for this particular cardigan done, and at least 2 squares for the blanket done. And if I can get more, that would be even better. And I'm thinking, like, tomorrow I want to work on the squares for the blanket, whatever I have left, and the squares for the other cardigan. And I'm thinking that, like, we can, once all the squares are done, we can do a video, have a post just for the cardigans, getting them all connected and, put together, and see which one looks the best. Now, they're going to take a little bit, like, once they get all connected, it's still going to take a little bit to get both sleeves done. But the sleeves, I think, only took me about maybe at the most 2 hours a sleeve. So if I can have, let's say, all of the squares put together and done, and have the panels already, have the cardigan put together, I can do the sleeves for both cardigans, hopefully in one day. And I would be really happy about that. And I don't know anymore. Like, it's very hard for me to keep on track these days. My brain just, I want to do it one way, and then my brain says, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do it this way. And it goes back and forth. So that is the plan, but we will see what actually happens. And I'm going to go finish this square. I'll let you know when it's done and when I'm about to start the next one. All right, I'll be back. Okay, it is 1:04, and I am finished with this first square. Remember, on these with the brown in the center, I'm just doing 2 rounds of the pale yellow. So this one's done. Okay, 1 down, 2 more to go. So when we start with the golden yellow, or I keep calling it golden yellow. I don't know why. Maybe because that's what it looks like to me, but the varsity yellow, we're going to start that one after I take a break, and we'll probably start with these squares. I'm not sure yet. I might start with these. I might start with the flowers. I don't know. But the goal is for the next time around to finish all of these squares. And as long as I have the squares done, I can, I will be working on, what do you call that? The blanket. I just want to have these squares finished. And then we're going to figure out the other one, the other version of these squares. And the good part is that I already have like 1, 2, 3 of the squares done, of the what do you call that? The flower squares. And with the flower squares, there's going to be more. And this one is 4, and I already have 4, 3, 4, 5. So we might do it a little bit opposite. If you're sure it's all right. And have what? We can do one more. Actually, you know what? I think I might want to do something a little bit different. But it's still going to be the same concept. We're going to have one cardigan that's going to be a classic granny square sunflower cardigan. And then we're going to have a Mary Jo's version. That's not going to change. So I'm going to go finish this one up, and I will let you know when this square is done. Okay, it is 1:15, and I am done with this square. Which is good, because I really am going to need to take a break again soon. It's been almost an hour and a half. It's been an hour. I think it was 2:15 when I started, so it's been an hour. I mean 12:15. But I am going to finish this last square, and we only have this much yarn left. I mean, technically, I have more inside, but I don't know if I want to try and use this or just save this for the other one, because I would hate to tie on for a tiny little bit. Well, you know what? Let's see. And then if I frog it, I frog it. I just want to get this around here, and I want to, hopefully, it's only 2 rounds, right? So it might stretch. I don't know. We're going to find out soon enough, though. What am I doing? I don't know anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is that this one, for some reason, doesn't look right. And, I mean, honestly, I'm just making shit up as I go. That's what I feel like. Like, every single time I try, it just doesn't work out. And then something else happens, you know? It's like the story of my life. But, okay, here we go. This is the last square for the butter yellow. I mean, pale yellow. I'm just renaming all these yarns. This is gonna, I call this one butter yellow. I call the other one golden yellow. It's just like, but we're playing a little bit of yarn chicken right now, even though, you know, I do have more of it. But let's see if this makes it all the way around. I'll be back. Okay, this sucks. This much. This much. That's all I have left. That much. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna go look for another skein. I'll be right back. Okay, as a matter of fact, you know what? I have this little piece of yellow here that was, I don't know why. Is that my hair? Probably. I don't know where this yellow came from. I don't know if it was too long and, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to do that. I didn't even have to do that. But I am. Let's cut it off. It was, I don't know where it came from. It was from something that I cut it off, and I did put it on that little square, but I was looking at it too because honestly, it was just on the brown, and I want to do like the brown and the green. So it was kind of bothering me anyway. And removing it to do this was actually a better idea. I mean, I'm going to have to get another skein anyway, because I'm going to need it for the other squares. But I figured that I'll just use it here. Oh, I didn't even realize I have little bits. That wouldn't be enough anyway. But I have little bits of yellow over there from when I made the blue bag with the straps. So let's see how much of this yellow we're actually going to need. I mean, I only had a corner left, right? So it's not like it was a big deal. But I don't know if you could hear it, but I'm watching Scream. Because for some reason, it calms me down. I know that might sound strange to some of you, but it does. But I am going to finish this, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I didn't use all of it. There's still this much left. And we will use that for these other squares, for my version of the cardigan. And we'll be able to, you know, do something with that. But all the squares are finally, all the yellow in all the squares are finally done. So this is what we've done this morning so far. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total. All the pale yellow is done, and it is 1:30, and I need a break, a real break, for more than like 15-20 minutes. I need to get something to eat. I should really go for a walk because it was nice and sunny, and now it looks like it's starting to get cloudy, and I really do want to take a walk. My feet are a little swollen, and I think if I take a walk, get some circulation, it'll be a little bit better than sitting in this chair all day long. So I'm gonna go take a break, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so it is later on in the day. I had some stuff to do in the house, and now I'm going to sit here for a little while and try to finish at least these squares. I have, oh, my pink ones are falling. I want to get rid of this yellow, and then once I'm done with that, I can go into those. But this is what I have, these 2 left, and these 3. And they all take golden yellow. So we're going to work on these first. And I just need my regular square so I know what I'm doing. And these shouldn't actually take me very long. So hopefully I should have these done within an hour, hour and a half. It's just the gold going all the way around, varsity yellow, sorry. Going all the way around. These, I'm actually forming the square. And there's 3 of these. And then the other ones, I think it's 1 with 2 rounds and 2 with 3 rounds. So I'm going to go work on these. And I will come back and show you what they look like. Now, I don't know if I told you before, but what I'm doing with these is, hold on, let me do this corner and then I'll show you. No, they're doubles. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So what I am doing right now is I'm putting double crochets, a granny cluster, making a corner, 2 granny clusters in the corner, and then I went straight across 5 clusters of half double crochets and then did another corner in double crochets. And I'm going to go all the way around. And that's how I'm squaring it off. And then the next one, I'm also going to do doubles and half doubles, but I will come back to you and show you what the next round is going to be. And my hands today, let me tell you, the fibromyalgia has been a little bit out of control today. It feels like it's also going to rain again. It did rain for about 10 minutes, hard as could be. But my hands are feeling a little bit weak today and not working properly. So I'm kind of going a little bit slow because my hands are just not working right now. So I can't really crochet fast. But we're going to see what we can get done in about an hour and a half before I have to take my next break. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm on the last round of the second round of yellow. Wow, that just was confusing. I'm finishing up the second round. So in this one, I did the corner, and then I did 3 double crochets. And then the rest of them, I did half double crochets. And that's where I'm working on next. I'm on the very last row, and then I will connect it. And then the last row of this yellow will be done in all double crochets. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I just want to show you what it looks like. And then I'm going to finish off the last row, and I'll let you see what that looks like. And then we have to do it 2 more times. And I was laying out the other squares, the misfit squares that I've done. And I'm thinking of doing something a little bit different. Instead of doing another one of these, the squares are going to be used just a tad bit differently. And I believe I'm going to need 14 squares. So there's a few more that we have to do and work up, but that's going to be, you know, that shouldn't take very long. But there it is. Now you see how it's starting to straighten out. The last round is going to be all double crochets. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many rounds do we have of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's 10 rounds. Okay. So there's 2 more rounds. And if I'm not mistaken, the last 2 rounds are all granny clusters. So we're going to get that done, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. By the way, it is 7:35. We must have started probably around, I don't know, 7:15 or something like that. I'm not sure, but right now it is 7:35. So I will see you back here in just a second. Okay, so it is 9:32, I believe. I did take a little bit of a break, but I did finish this square. Actually, I finished both squares. I finished this one. And I finished this one. And I was running out of yarn. So I thought I would take this square because this square, if you remember, it was only 2 rounds on top. So I thought that it might be enough because this one would take way too much yellow and this one would still be 3 rounds. And I knew it wasn't going to be enough. I thought it would probably have enough to do 2 rounds, but it wasn't. I lost Yarn Chicken. Here we go. I lost yarn chicken right here. With literally one side. So I do have more. The upside is that we finished another skein. Varsity Yellow. So today we finished one skein of Pale Yellow and one skein of Varsity Yellow. We'll leave that off to the side right now. I'm going to tie this on. Now, if I do like to tie on my yarn, that's just a personal preference. And the way I like to do it, and I believe I've showed before, but I'll show it again. The way I like to do it is I like to cross it. Like, take one and cross them over each other, and then I'll take one side and I'll go around 1, 2, 3, and then I'll take the other side and go around 1, 2, and then I will knot it. I will pull it through and pull, and then I will pull on the outside. And I have been doing this for a very long time now, and I've never had a problem with it coming apart. I've never had a problem. Once it's secure, I've never had a problem with it coming apart. And now I'm going to do this last row. And we have one more flower to do. And I think 3 more squares. I don't know, I have to count. Either 3 or 4 more regular squares. But I'm going to get this done. And hopefully, I will be able to finish them by the end of the night. You know? I would like to have all of these done. And then tomorrow, well, regardless, if I can't finish all of them today, I think tomorrow, before I do anything else, I might work on the squares for the blanket, because today I didn't get a chance to do any. I have been a little hyper-focused today on getting these squares finished. I don't know why. I think I'm kind of anxious to see how it's going to look. But I'm going to go work on these. And I'll show you how many I get done before I go to sleep. I've taken a few more breaks than I would like today. But it is what it is, you know? If I'm in pain, I can't crochet, so I have to take an extra break here and there, and that's okay. That's fine. The hardest part of this whole thing was literally trying to figure out how to do this flower square. And that's why this project took a little bit longer, because I had never done one before, and I like the way it came out. I think it looks pretty. So this square is finished. There we go. One more square done. I got the other square down here. Now we need one more flower square done. And then 1, 2, 3 of the smaller ones and 1 of the bigger ones to finish up the squares for this particular project. And like I said, I'm going to do the last flower, because that's what I wanted to do, but like I said, the yarn kind of ran out, and it was running out, and I wanted to see if I can, you know, win yarn chicken. Didn't really happen, but at least I got to my hook. At least I got pretty far, and I'm okay with that. It's no big deal. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now what I do is I go into the 6th one. And that's where I put my corner. But I'm going to go work on this. And my phone battery is also dying. I gotta put it on the charger. But I will do my best to come back here tonight and finish this video. Show you what I've got done. And hopefully tomorrow we can have the rest of these squares done. And then we can alternate from putting these together and doing the pink squares. We also want to do the other squares, but I do want to get this blanket done. So we're going to focus on finishing these squares. And hopefully, by the time those squares for the blanket are done, we'll have this cardigan close to being done. And we can, you know, work on connecting. As long as we have this connected, then we can work on the blanket being connected. Because remember, even after we connect these, we still have to make sleeves. This one's going to have sleeves. Now, the one that I'm doing with the squares my way, that I'm still working on. And I think I have something a little bit different so that we don't have two similar, you know, two identical, or not identical, but close cardigans. They're going to be just a little bit different. And I believe this one's the only one that's going to have sleeves. That's all I'll tell you. But, like I said, oh, I'm messing up. I got to go because I got to make sure I do this the right way. These are a little bit tricky because I'm forming the square, right? So I have to pay attention. But I will be back to show you how many I actually finished today, which I think today we did pretty good progress. So I will be right back. Okay, hey everybody. It is late, and I am done for the day. I just want to show you everything that I've done. So today, we did use 2 skeins. We finished them. They were brand new when we broke them out. So 2 full skeins used. these are the only two square, no. Well, these are the only two squares that I have left that I haven't started yet with the varsity yellow. And this one I started, but I didn't finish. My hook just fell on the floor. I am tired. So we will finish this one probably tomorrow. Not most likely. What I am going to do is, I only have 2 left. Well, technically 3. Because I'm not finished with this one. But we only have 3 left. So this is what we will be finishing tomorrow. Which I don't think is bad because these only had up till the green. So we did all the yellow on these. And we actually finished 1 regular square. No, 2 regular squares. 2 full squares. And 1, 2, 3 flower squares. So all we need to do, that's what we finished today. So today we completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full squares, which I don't think is bad. And we have these 2 from yesterday. And I can't wait to see it, like, all attached. But, alright. So we have all the flower squares done. And we only need 3 more of these to finish off. Because they're already started. So, once we have all of these done, we can start putting them together. But before we do that, we will definitely be trying to finish some of these squares. Now, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares done today. 5 full squares done today. And started and did the yellow on 3 other squares that aren't finished. So I'm thinking that tomorrow, if I'm having a pretty good day and, you know, I don't have to do much else, tomorrow is Saturday. So hopefully I'll be able to get at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 of these. It would be good if I got at least 5 done. 'Cause then I could probably get another 5 done on Sunday. And finish all the squares for the blanket this weekend. That's what I would like to do. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. You're going to have to stick around and find out. But the plan is that we finish up these 3 squares tomorrow. And hopefully at least 5 of these. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I have 11 left of these squares to finish for the blanket. And I can't wait to finish that. And then the only other thing that I need to do is these squares for, you know, my mismatch, whatever I was calling it. I am so tired. I can't remember anything. But my misfit. Oh, I'm so tired. Wow. My misfits, granny's square, sunflower, whatever it's going to be. You're going to have to wait to see that. But hopefully we can get all of these squares done this weekend. And then if we have all of the squares done this weekend, then we can work on connecting everything. Most likely what we'll connect first is going to be this one, so that we can work on the sleeves as we start connecting the blanket, and connect these and work on the shawl. So we're going to see what we can get done this weekend. I'm tired. But that is going to be all for this video. And you're going to have to stick around to see what gets done next. Because we got a whole bunch of stuff to get done. Besides connecting all these squares, there's the shawl that I started. There's another shawl that I want to start. And there's the baskets that need to get finished. And I definitely want to have like a shawl or something going with the baskets, because those are hard on my hands. And that's one of the reasons why I still haven't picked them up again, because, you know, it is hard on my hands. And although they're almost, you know, the hardest part is kind of done, I just have to build them up. We'll see how many we can get done. And it is April the 17th. So, you know, hopefully I can get the majority of my whips that I have completed and not carry them over into May. And I'll talk about that more in the next video, which will start tomorrow morning. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And it makes me very happy that you stick around. Thank you. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And hit the like button. And if you want to know when I'm on, you can always hit that little bell and it'll let you know when I'm on. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. And if you ever want to leave a comment, go right ahead. I will read every comment and I will respond to all your comments. And if you want to follow me on social media, I have an Instagram, Facebook, and a Threads, and I believe they're all written down in my description. But thank you for sticking with me, and I hope that I find my rhythm and you guys like the rhythm. And my hair is giving me a headache. Sorry. I have such a headache, and I think it was from having my hair up for too long. But anyway, I look like a hot mess. But what else is new? Thank you so much for sticking by me. And if you're new here, I hope you stick around. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.